Welcome, everyone. We are Clean Slate Show Runners. It's a podcast where the slate is clean, and I am keen to have conversation with some of the most amazing people. Welcome to the Clean Slate Show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Take one.
Maybe set on him. And then, he would- To me, you have to go a little bit, keep your hands to yourself. So, all right, we can start, right? Good.
Yes,
Do you know what the podcast is about in the first place?
kind of.
You do?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay.
I am still trying to figure it out. But it's basically about like life.
Okay.
Talking to people who I think they are like badass in their not just professional life, but even personal life.
Okay.
And there is something that I find very intriguing and interesting. So I had Nirali Ben was here. Then I had Zane's program director.
Okay.
She was second guest. Then I had two of my best friends, Neil and Drumit.
Mhm.
They were my third or fourth. And I have like few more people lined up. So I'm trying to gather
More
at
people.
least 8 to 10 episodes. So that once I put it live, once I go live, once it starts streaming, then I don't want to keep any break. So
Right.
this is the pilot season. So you are a guinea pig
I got you.
along with me and like probably 8 or 10 others
That's fine.
who have been sitting on that side, right? So yeah, so we'll take it as it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first let me start with why you?
Right.
You might have a question.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you do have a question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when I started thinking about this podcast,
Mhm.
people first question everyone was asking me was about why and what is the podcast about.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not want to box or create a scope because when I create a scope, it becomes my niche.
Right.
Then I'll only be talking about that topic I wanted to be able to scale it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always found I get influenced by people when I hear them or when I see something good about them. I'm like, wish I can do that.
Right.
And what caught my eye was about June 21st or 23rd, 2021, right? And we got in the WhatsApp chat, family chat,
Right.
everything blew up. And then I was like, okay, see, that's very interesting.
Right.
I could not have imagined. So we're going to talk about that. You said your parents were strict. My parents were kind of strict,
yeah.
but our parents, their generation, they never accepted that they
Yeah.
were strict on us.
Mhm.
Some parents do.
Yeah. My parents don't. They're like, nope, we're not strict.
No matter how much I'm 37 now, and my mom still never accepts
Yeah.
that we used to get beating
Yeah.
if we would misbehave.
Oh yeah.
And nowadays, we talk about kids, think about their mental health and all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was our
Yeah.
mental health?
What about us?
When we were growing up, there was, and Indian parents are normally strict
Yeah.
for good reasons.
Yes.
We are kind of always successful.
And I'm glad that, honestly, I look at kids nowadays and I'm like, I'm glad that my parents were strict.
Right.
For me and my brother to like just grow up to what we are now. So I'm like kind of glad, but at the same time, like, damn, I could have lived my life a little bit better if you were not that strict.
So you felt there were boundaries.
So
that
many.
If there were no boundaries, then you would have.
Nah, I wouldn't say no boundaries, but like maybe like 25%.
Be home by
30%.
9 or 10.
Yeah. Oh no. Like
And,
6:30.
Mine was 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was
Um,
6:30.
And but then my parents were also kind of liberal in sense. My dad was way forward for his age.
Mm-hmm.
So when we used to have night outs and everything, my house was safe haven.
Right.
Anybody could come and stay at my house
Right.
and at 2:00 get Maggie and
Yeah.
coffee and all. So we did
everything.
all of that. But in general, parents were strict,
Yeah. Definitely.
especially, right? Okay. So you kept saying pilot and then and Navy. So like what? It just probably going to carrier and then fly plane from there?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to do?
But I just wanted to fly fighter
Because
jets.
I thought first thing when you said pilot, I thought you were going to talk about commercial.
No.
flying
Fighter
first,
jets. No.
So you can fly this giant A380s and all.
No.
But then you are talking about Navy. So
Yeah. Fighter
have
jets.
you ever sat on any of this USS or any of this big flagship? Have you gone into seas?
Yes.
Have you
I
ever
was
sailed?
stationed on a ship.
Oh, you were.
Yeah. I used to
Actually,
live on a ship.
I don't know why I'm asking you that. I
Yeah.
think at one point you did say that
Mm-hmm.
when you were Darshak Bhai's place. I think we spoke about it a little briefly.
Briefly, yeah.
So wait, you do they the 10 weeks of that's rigorous thing boot
Mhm.
camp, is it all on the seas?
No, that's on land.
Okay.
So applied to Air Force first, and then Air Force rejected me because I have glasses. My power is super high, so they rejected me. So I was very sad. Like, I had done so much, and my
Right.
parents saw me so sad, and they were like, they felt bad too, because they saw me work
You
hard.
prepared so much.
Right. And I was so disappointed. I was like, dang it. It's like something I can't even control, and I'm getting rejected because of that, you
Yeah.
know? And then my recruiter told me that, so you go to the station, it's called MEPS, where basically you take your ASVAB, you take your medical. So medical is where they do all of your screening, like from literally everything.
Right.
And based off of that, they determine if you can go further or not. So
Right.
when I was at MEPS, that's when they told me the day of that I was there that I cannot go any further. But they send my my scores and everything to like other branches to see if they wanted to like give me a waiver and consider me as like an option. So Navy was the one that reached out to my recruiter, and Navy were like the recruiter from the Navy reached out to my recruiter in Air Force, and they told her that, hey, we're ready to give her a waiver if she wants to join, because she has like very good scores, so she was gonna be beneficial for us. So we were like, I told my parents, my recruiter told me, and I sat my parents down again, and I was like, hey guys, but the only difference is I didn't know nothing about Navy.
Yeah.
Anything, because my focus was never Navy.
Right.
Like, with Air Force, I had done so much research
Right.
that if you woke me up in the middle of the night to ask me something, I'll be able to give you like a 30-minute answer without hesitation. That's
Right.
how much research I had put into it, And with Navy, I was just blank. But at the time, I was just like, I just want to be a pilot. Like, that's all I want to do.
Right.
So I told my parents, I was like, please, like, can I just give it a shot?
Right.
Can I just try it? Like, because it was the recruiters that were ready to give me the waiver. They still had to put it in approval to
Right.
see if the actual, like, whoever the main person in the Navy was, if they were going to approve of it. So my dad, being a dad, he was like, I'm going to just say yes right now. But because she got rejected from Air Force, she's probably going to be rejected from the Navy too. And he told me
Right,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like, he was like, look, I just want to be honest with you. If you do get rejected, don't be upset this time. Because, just make it like, just think that it's coming, Just think
Yeah.
that you
He was- he
are
was
going to
prepar-
get... Right, he was preparing me.
Right.
And I got accepted. They, like, accepted my waiver. My parents didn't talk to me for 3 weeks. Because they were like, you can't go. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's super proud of you.
Yeah, now he is.
He is. I
Yeah.
think the way he
Talks about it.
parents should like flaunt about this. This
Yeah.
is a huge deal
It is, yeah.
for someone
Yeah.
Again, like there is so much good things that are going on, and then
yeah.
and against all the odds, you were able to
Pass. Yeah,
and
like
get into
overcome. Yeah.
what you wanted to do.
Yeah. Even the instructor there at the pool was so strict. She told me she was teaching us balance, right? So day one, this is literally the first hour into my Navy training. And she told me, she was like, okay, here's a noodle, and here's how I want you guys to balance. The only thing I want you guys to not do is drop the noodle in the pool. Mind you, the pool is 3 feet deep.
Right.
I'm 5'4".
Right.
What did I do?
You
Dropped
dropped
the noodle in the pool. I was like, oh my God.
man.
So then she was like, all right, grab the noodle. I was like, I can't. I'm going to drown. She was like, you're 5'4". The pool is 3 feet. Grab the noodle. I couldn't. I just couldn't get myself to bend down just to grab that noodle because I was so much in shock from just that
The
jump.
first
and the
jump.
drown. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't do it. And then I started crying. Literally, that was the only time in my entire Navy boot camp, except for talking to my parents, that I cried. I did not cry after that or before that.
And after a while, fatigue kicks in, and you start thinking, okay, this is just becoming a second nature to me.
Yeah.
And then in that comes ignorance at some point that you might be like, okay, fine, let me just write it off.
Yeah.
It might be okay because it's been
Right.
happening good for last 100 days.
Exactly.
So why is something wrong on 101 day? And God forbid that 101
is the day.
was the day.
Yeah.
And you were the reason why that went wrong, right?
Yeah.
So it's so when mom told me that she spoke to you, and that was a time when I was trying to figure out my first season's guest list, right? And obviously I had a lot of names in mind. And then I was because my theme was around like what I wanted to go towards, and I was looking for people who I can think who are champions in their life, because this is clean slate. So it's like I don't have anything planned. So I want to fill up this slate with some really amazing conversations that can help people learn things about different professions, or if they are curious about something, because we are in an age where there is so much information available online, right?
That's true.
What if somebody can hear from horse's mouth what you should do in certain situations, be it for
True.
your health, be it for your mental health, be about like life. If you are down, what do some people who are experienced, how do they handle those situations and stuff like that, right? So that was my motivation to sort of have you come on, because I know you, I know a little bit about you. There is some gap in our lives where we haven't kept up,
Mm-hmm.
but then cut to you are a physiotherapist or you are practicing physiotherapy, and I hadn't. Would you have? Let's start from the beginning. So much talk to you, so I'm going to go all over the place, but I'm going to try and cover all the topics that are in my mind right now that I wanted to talk to you about. Right. So how? Let's start from the beginning. Childhood, you were very studious, right?
Yes and no. Study will when I have to study, I will study. But you know, I come from a family where it was not like you just need to focus on study. We were allowed to live our life. We were more into extracurricular activities also, like dancing. As you know, I think the first connection in your mind comes to me, about me is Garba.
Right.
Then dancing, drawing, all other art and craft activities. So, yes, study was a very important part, but we were never forced to do that. It was like, okay, this is the grades that you need to maintain. You just do it.
So as long as you have that, you can do whatever
Yes.
else you want, or whatever
Yeah.
thing you are interested in,
Mhm.
you can pursue that. Dancing, we so that kind of also I'm still into it, not as much as I would want. I mean, life goes on, and then you take the next chapter. But I'm lucky in that sense because Shivani also loves dancing, so we kind of still find our ways, moments. Family functions are the best place where we can demonstrate our
Right.
dancing skills and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
we still end up doing that, right?
Mhm.
So I wanted to just also ask you about this. They brought up an interesting point where your parents, uncle and auntie, used to probably go back to the school and then challenge them as well. It shouldn't be just a one-way streak that your kid is doing this, so you discipline them at home, right? Do you feel now we do that way more? Like we parents are parents, but now I have two kids, so I can understand where they come from, because my dad the same thing, attitude.
Mm.
First of all, I was I was kind of a good kid in that sense, where I didn't get as much call to school as somebody else did, right? Some of my other friends did.
Correct. Correct.
But
Mhm.
even if that
Mhm.
situation came up, he never pressured me.
Absolutely.
He would first try to understand my point of view
Mm.
instead of just point blank taking it
Mm.
that okay, whatever it is the situation. Do you think now we do that way more? That we go back to the school and we proactively say that okay, this is not right, this is the wrong. Can you fix it?
Um, yes and no, both. I think the system has changed a lot. Um, Probably, I guess we belong to one of those last generation who has completed our school without Google. So,
The best generation.
the best generation ever. I guess I didn't even know computers till I came out. When I was in school, I learned about computers in my undergrads.
Okay.
So uh, the system has been so much researched into, and it is so much kids oriented now. So I don't think so, unless you have a major issues, any complaints come home, or we have to get into it. Um the structure, especially here in this country, is so well designed, I think, that you just go with the flow, just go enjoy the school life. That's what I tell my son every morning, that this is the best phase of life. And This is what, just do what they tell you to do, and you will be able to get the right path.
Right.
So I think that things have changed a lot. The system has changed a lot than what we used to.
Let's go to the main part. Why I wanted to also bring you on board was physiotherapy, right? How did you get into? Did you first of all always wanted to do something in medical or something in this field?
No, never.
Patient hospital side kind of a. Did you always wanted to do this?
No. I've everybody in my house is engineers, so that was always a thought because we have never
Ishan
thought.
was into business, right?
He,
Did you study accounts, finance?
he now he went into that.
Okay.
But yes, like the base, everybody started with engineering and
Okay.
construction
Computer science.
business.
Oh, okay.
Basically business, and that was our roots.
Right.
So I always have thought of doing engineering. All my friends, were in engineering also, so that was also a motivation just to do engineering. But this was my father's first thing, and whether I don't know it was good or not, but his one criteria was whatever you wanna do, stay in home and do. Like
Okay.
just be with us and do whatever you want.
Okay.
I'm not gonna send you outside the state or the any other place.
Meaning do remote work or
No, studying. Like how
okay.
yeah.
You don't
After
want to go to like Simba says from Ahmedabad
yes,
or
you don't want to stay in
go-
dome or you don't want to stay in hostel and do anything. Do whatever you get from here.
Ahmedabad.
You go in the morning, come back in the evening. In the night time, I want you to in my home.
Right.
We have to have dinner together, no matter what.
Right.
That was his only thing.
So what's the reason behind it? Like why that perception?
I think it
Again, it's a bit what do you feel is why is that the case?
As we were just discussing, right? Indian education, the kids, the lifestyle, the family structure. Also, I would say, the way we are born and brought up, the kids are more focused. They are more into what they do. So they really know their goals. They give their perfect knowledge to their patients, and they have their inborn skills, right?
Right.
As in, I would say, the way they have been brought up.
Right.
Cannot, think of doing anything.
Right.
So this is what we were talking before. So I'm content with what I'm doing.
Right.
But that does not mean that I'm not ambitious about what I'm doing.
Got it.
I would take it the way it comes.
Right.
But let's say, depending on the priorities in the life, I would compartmentalize it, right? I would say, if I need to spend my time with my son, I would not be too ambitious at that point of time
Right.
to maybe open 3 clinics or 4 clinics and not focus on my son. So I'm content with the one clinic that I have. I don't want to do 2 at this point of time. But that
Right.
does not mean that I am not ambitious about what I am doing right now.
Got it. So I still want to talk a little bit more about like your physiotherapy. So one of the questions I wanted to sort of try and also understand, how does physiotherapy help with certain people who have like this mental blockage? Of how does mental health reflect in someone's recovery if they have gone through a, let's say, intensive surgery? Do people have that mental blockage that prevents them from physically becoming like more recovered faster? That's my favorite line. I have 2 boys. Forget about ghost. Nothing can scare me anymore. If there is
Absolutely.
any trauma, anything will come,
With boys,
it's from them.
with boys, trust me, number is not a thing to decide. I have one and I can still say that for
Oh my God.
myself.
2, I feel like Zane is the elder one. He's definitely a blessing now. But the second one, Shiv, he's so high. He's very active. His milestones are quite ahead of his age kids. So doctor tells us, and I'm like, it is what it is. I mean, I rather have some little bit of a striking balance, but I'm very grateful though, because me and my wife, we both wanted one girl
Girl.
child. And first one was we were like, okay, it's a girl. Second time it was a girl, and then the moment we got Shiv and we got home, and I was like, I'm in love with these two boys. I
So my
couldn't see it any
advice,
other way.
my advice for you here would be go for a third girl child.
That's this is I'm just trying to first settle down physically, mentally. So my mom says this very
So
interesting thing.
tell me, let me tell you this. First, all your parenting only comes on the first baby.
Yes,
The first baby takes care of the second baby, and the third baby you don't even have to worry about.
I hope
You
so.
will not even know where when the diaper has been changed and when the food has been fed already.
no, third, I was the one who initiated. I was like, Shani, we're gonna have, at least two kids, and then the third, if you don't get what we want, we'll go for the third one, and then third one, if you don't get that, then we're gonna stop, right? And then after the first one, I told Shani, I was like, I think this is it. I mean, do we really want to go for the second one? And
No,
then
I
when
know it's a big roller coaster, but I think it's 3 kids are perfect.
it has changed. It has changed me like 360-degree after I've had two boys.
See, I told you,
Like-
life teaches you everything.
It's because you start like I said in the beginning we talked about, right, how things are so petty when you see them, because they teach you a lot, like when
Absolutely.
their innocence, their caring. Sometimes I get frustrated, and I would like when I'm zoned in with work or with anything, right? I'm laser focused. That's probably one of my bad habits. When I'm glued into something, I'm zoned in, right? But then whenever he comes in, I just drop everything and just talk to him, play with him, like just become a kid again.
True.
We talk about things that
That's the beauty of having kids around, right?
yeah, that's
That's what I said, right? In the beginning, I think the first line. If I'm get hyper, he's there to anchor me
Yeah.
back. If I'm sad, he is there to anchor me back and brings me back.
reality check,
to
right?
the reality
Certain
check.
questions they ask, I have no answers to them, and I'm so happy that they asked me first.
Hmm.
But then now I'm also worried, when you go to these events and they start disclosing your stuff. What I normally do with every episode is when age of AI. So I ask AI some fun stuff to sort of spit out some questions that are fun to ask, right? So I'll try to pick some in here that AI asked me to ask you.
Okay.
You validate it. It's nothing serious, but it's just fun stuff, right? So crackling knuckle was one of them,
Okay.
which I had thought on there, right?
What did your AI said?
No, they didn't give. I just asked, gives me a question.
Okay.
I didn't ask.
Okay.
I didn't ask for
You
the
didn't
answer.
ask for the answer.
If I ask for an answer to an AI,
it's not fun anymore.
it's not fun anymore. I mean, where is the human touch, right? In that, so
True.
yeah. So, how many times does someone tell you in a week that is this supposed to hurt? Really, really grateful and happy that you were able to make it. I know we had to reschedule it a couple of times, but I'm so happy that finally you are here.
When it's meant to happen, that's
It's
when
going to
things
happen.
happens.
And I think the knowledge you shared, I think just your calm demeanor, everything, I think I learned a lot out of it, and I'm pretty sure audience is going to gain some good insights into it. And again, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for
And-
making a part of this journey. One day I'm gonna say, oh, his first podcast, I was a part of
Yes,
it.
definitely. It's going to be.
Yes.
I tell people, like, after Salman Khan, I'm going to launch so many people on YouTube.
On
at least on YouTube. With the other platforms as well. So it's going to be debut for a lot of people with me,
Yes.
including myself, because I am also doing the same thing. So
Absolutely.
again, thank you so much.
Thank you so
To the
much.
audience, please like, share, and subscribe. And this is Clean Slate Show Runners. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Let's talk a little bit about your childhood. You said that from very young age you got into meditation.
Mhm.
What would have been your trigger? Is your family was always into practicing meditation?
No.
Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Yeah, means I come from a devotional background. My parents were doing devotions, prayers, and many other things, right? Going to temple and all. but I came into contact with Brahma Kumaris. That it was like at 12th grade. I had a vacation after my exams, and at that time I was free. So I was thinking that how to utilize my vacation. So I went and enrolled into an acupressure course. And over there, the last day, there was a 7 days, some free training was there on acupressure. And on the last day, there were sisters from Brahma Kumaris came and gave and talk on Raj Yoga meditation, which they teach. And I got inspired listening to them, and I asked that where your center is so that I can come and learn this meditation course. And because I had some more time of vacation was left, so I thought, okay, why not?
How old would you have been when this thought
I'm
would have
talking
triggered?
about at the age of 17.
Okay, all right.
So I went there and asked that what is the meditation course you are offering. So they said that's a 7 days course. You come and spend 1 hour, and we will give you guidance, teachings, and also you can practice meditation. And that's how my journey started.
Okay.
And the experience which I had, that the moment I left the center, every single day, those first 7 days, I always felt very peaceful and very happy. Internally, like I was feeling that I am now free.
Assumptions about topics, because here we want to keep an open mind in trying to learn, understand various different things. I want to bring in people who are experienced in that field.
Mhm.
Yet we tell the audience to always do their own research, do your own digging before you take mine or your opinion or anybody else's opinion, right? And in this society, in today's time, when this word opinion, people are not allowed to speak their mind, right? And especially when there is like steadiness, when there is like something which is not super exciting for somebody, they assume things that, okay, this might be not for me, right? When somebody is starting to think about meditation, it kind of makes them nervous. Kids, people who have their minds not able to absorb the fact that I'm going to have to sit somewhere, close my eyes, and just stay. What would you advise somebody who is kind of not having the doubt or fear, not just fear but doubt? How can they start meditation?
Yeah.
Next question. I see this color. I see you're wearing white. My favorite color is black. I don't know if you have noticed, but it's my favorite color. I've seen a lot of spiritual gurus or spirituality has this either color of like orange, yellow, white. Is it any particular reason why it is that?
It is a symbol of simplicity. It is a symbol of purity, and it is a symbol of peace.
Okay.
And I would say royalty also, right? In a way, like if you're wearing white clothes, you have to be very particular about doing things so that you don't become messy. Right?
All
so
right.
it becomes very simple, right? Whenever we have to do anything, and I don't have to make a choice.
You brought up this word vibration, which is a very, very important topic. So you're aware in India. I'm going to talk India because again, I've seen a lot of YouTube in my life. Hours I've spent. There are places in India. There are also places in US where where they say that the vibrations are very strong. So if you go there and practice meditation, or if you try to connect with your deeper self, the meditation is very powerful. Are you aware about that?
Yeah. So what is vibration is, right? So your mental state, right? The kind of mental state you have, accordingly, you are going to vibrate that energy, right? So say, for example, you were sharing earlier in the podcast, right? That when you will find a happy person and you feel happy, right?
Right.
So it is that is what you are. So if you are what you are, right? Being peaceful, being loveful, being happy, then you are automatically, genuinely, you are radiating that energy. And radiating energy means vibration, nothing else.
Okay.
So you are vibrating, constantly vibrating that, because we are a living energy, and whatever we feel inside, deep inside, that we constantly vibrate. Continuously we keep on vibrating. And so you will find that if you go to a temple, you will find that it is very calm, very serene. When any holy place you will go, you will find that. Why? Because when people go there, they go with that mentality, right? They put everything, business, family, everything aside. They will do prayers to God. So it creates that kind of an vibration in that space.
Um, spiritual gurus, they are all over the world. There are a lot of lot of people who are considered as gurus. And then there are followers who are probably, they help them spread the word about whatever they are trying to achieve, right? Like, what makes somebody a spiritual guru? Just it is just the knowledge that makes them the spiritual guru.
I would say whatever practice they have done and people get inspired by it, and people start following, and that is how I think they must be getting this title of guru. But I would share a beautiful thing about Brahma Kumaris, which I was very fascinated when I joined this, is that there is no guru system in Brahma Kumaris. It is like, it is God, the Supreme, is the one who can guide us, but everyone else is a student. And we have to learn in life. We have to practice meditation. We have to seek knowledge and then make an effort. We have respect and regard for everyone, right? Those
Right.
who practice meditation for a longer number of years, definitely we have true respect and regard from them. We learn from them. But there cannot be a guru.
Right.
In a such a, means the only guru is the true guru is Sadguru, which is God Himself.
Got it.
So that philosophy, that ideology, I liked it very much. That here we all are same. We all have to practice. We all have to make an effort, and we have to reach to our enlightened stage.
Got it. What does the symbol of Brahma Kumari mean? There's like a light coming out of the side, sun. What is the symbol? What does it convey?
It represents so energy, right? Soul is energy. Supreme Soul, God, is also energy. So it is a form of an energy which is put.
Okay.